Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. So we got a few setups we're looking at right here. We're going to be looking at possible NAS100 buys. Missed this gold setup. Played out during midnight. This would have been a nice setup to go for. I was looking for this. But again, didn't take a setup yesterday. Kind of saw that coming. We talked about that in the live yesterday, as well as with the numbers of students during the New York Price watch list. Didn't see anything I liked. Didn't take a setup. So we got a couple sites we're looking at. We don't have any news today. We're simply just waiting for confirmations and volume to come into play. Make sure like the lives, you'll hop up in here, y'all. Subscribe if not subscribed already. So we're mainly going to be paying attention to NAS, gold, and GU this live stream. Again, this would have been a nice setup to initially catch the gold, but we missed it. So we're going to look for this next setup. Gold 37.78 as support. We could look for buys going back up to the all-time highs at 37.92. So this will be a nice 1 to 2 RR we can catch right here. They're going to be looking at possible GU sells. Right, we maintained as low as resistance yesterday. We dropped back down, so we can hold as low as resistance at 34.95. We can look for sales going down to 34.65. Yeah, I'm liking how this is looking right here. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. So we're about to look and see if we can hold this low as support right here. With NAS, if we can hold 24.650 as support, 24.660. We're going to be looking for buys going to 24.720. I'm going to see what this next 15 looks like. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Yeah, I like how this is looking right here. So we can close right here. We're going to be looking for a possible sell setup. Looks like it's about to try to take off right now, but we're going to wait for this to close. Then we're going to be looking to see if we can hold this low as support right here. So we got a couple setups we're looking at. Yeah, I like this setup right here. What's going on, Chris? I see you up in here. What's going on, Christopher? So those I was in the live yesterday, we ended up not taking a setup because we talked about how the markets are looking like they're not going to have any good setups. And of course, we waited till New York and after the news popped off. But again, most of these charts, right, we had a reversal, failed to hold a support, failed to hold a support. Again, we don't reversal trade, so that wasn't a setup we go for. The US30 did do a nice move at the beginning of 9:30, but then again, no retest, right? No respect to the retest, that is. And then of course we see GJ still just been consolidating since Monday. So this thing actually pushed a little bit further than I wanted to see it push. But it is all good. We'll see what this next 15 looks like. New 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Let's see if we can hold this level right here. Yeah, I think pushed a little too far. If it retraces, I'm gonna post a signal for that, but it's a little too far for entry. And again, this happens sometimes. Sometimes you're going to miss the setup, right? Just like gold. If y'all was here Sunday night, right? We dropped the Sunday chart analysis. By the way, if you have not watched the Sunday chart analysis, make sure to check out the Sunday chart analysis. Also, make sure to take advantage of the sale, y'all. Shout out to those that joined. But again, 25% off Advanced Play Studio and one-on-one sessions, 40% off Playmaker University. But if y'all watch the Sunday chart analysis, we was talking about gold buys on Monday, right? And then Sunday night going into Monday, price didn't move. Was looking for. Then we was looking for a possible buy setup here going into London session. But as you can see, midnight price snuck off and did the move I was looking for. So missed that setup. Then we look at GU, right? Pushed a little bit too far. I wanted to see it hold as low as resistance and close. But as you can see, it pushed a little bit too far. But again, not going to change my game plan and all that shit. I'm either going to wait for a retracement, see if price can maintain this level and go for a sell, or I'm simply just going to wait for my next possible sell setup, which would be if we could hold this level right here as resistance. But I'm paying attention to NAS because I can see this as a nice buy setup. I like this as a buy setup. We don't have any news today, so we're still just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. But I am liking this NAS100 setup for a buy. It retested the levels below us multiple times, so we can hold this level as resistance to support like we saw on Monday. We can look for the same buy setup that price did Monday right here. So that's what we're looking for. We're watching to see if we can hold this level. And then gold still slowly pushing. Let's see if we're going to hold right here. Black. All right. Oh, okay. I know who you are now. I know who you are. Yeah, that's why I said Chris at first, but I was like, hey, it says your name on it. You can change that if you don't know. But I was like, but I feel you on that. It sounds federal. But now I know who you are though. Cause I be remembering most people, but I know who you are now from that name. Well, y'all make sure to follow me on TikTok. Y'all see the screen at the bottom of your screen. Instagram playmaker underscore way. TikTok underscore playmaker way underscore. Post daily on both pages. Got a new video dropping for you later on today on YouTube as well. Make sure to check out the YouTube videos. All playlists are up to date. I'm liking this. Let's see if we can hold this level. All right, I'm liking this right here. Let's do this next 5 minute. Looks like it's like gold trying to push. Yeah, so we got a few setups, y'all. Just the patience game. Y'all know the drill. So honestly, I'm not trading GJ at all. So I'm going to just go ahead and exit out of this shit because I'm not trading GJ. Yeah, so again, I'm looking at gold, NAS, and GU. GU already did a nice jump to the downside. So we're going to look for a retracement retest, or we're just going to focus up on gold and NAS. That look like they're going to try to do some moves for us. These setups right here. Again, this would have been the ideal entry point, but we missed it, right? Did the move midnight. I was looking at it during Tokyo session. As you can see, price wicked, but failed to hold. Again, this is why we wait for the break and retest. Because imagine if we went for a breakout trade here, but it took an unnecessary loss. Imagine if we didn't wait for the retest here, would have took an unnecessary loss. Right, but here, again, we see the break and retest, which is why price pushed to the upside. We also saw volume in these candlesticks. Yeah, I'm liking how NAS is looking. I'd be lying if I didn't. I like how NAS is looking right here. Got a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. Let's see if we can close and hold right here. G still pushing. Yeah, so we got alert, so we're just gonna let GU do its thing. At least I know my analysis was correct. And I could have, but it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm just gonna keep it going with my standard game plan and just wait for the next opportunity. That's a nasty ass wick. Again, this is why we wait for the candlestick to close, because imagine we would have took this trade before the candlestick closed. We'd be in unnecessary drawdown and potentially taking an unnecessary loss. New 15 about to pop up in a little bit. So NAS could potentially keep tracing. The charts are real funky right now. Let's see what this next 15 looks like. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at the charts, drop them in the chat. All right, new 15 just popped up. So again, we're looking at possible NAS buys. If we can break back above and hold 24,660 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going into 24,720. We're going to be looking at possible gold buys. If we can break above and hold 37.78 as support, we look for buys going to 37.92. And then as we can see, GU is still pushing. So we're just going to let GU do its thing. Gold's pushing. It's still teeter-tottering. Yes, sir. That thing going. That thing is going. Again, we're going to be looking for it to go down to 34.70. That thing's dropping nicely. There's no high impact news today, y'all. So we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmations to be met. I ain't gonna lie, US30 is looking a little funky. It looks a little bit clearer on the 4 hour. We are still technically bullish. We are still technically bullish. We've seen a lot of wickiness. I mean, that nasty ass reversal take place yesterday. NAS is looking a lot cleaner. We're still bullish on that as well. I like this buy setup if we can hold this as support. That's why I'm really just watching to see if we can hold this low as support right here. And gold's pushing as well. GU still dumping too. Do 5 minute about to pop up. All right, so let's see if we can hold this low as support right here. So we're about to see if we can hold this as support again. If we can hold 37.78 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to all-time highs. We got NAS pushing up as well. So I do like both of these setups right here. We're about to see how these close and what the next 15 is looking like. I do like this setup right here though. Look at that bounce. Look at that bounce. That's a nice. The volume on these retests is nasty today, right? This retest, we had a big ass rejection. I'm liking this NAS100 setup right here. Goals right here as well. So we got a few setups we are looking at. Let's see how this 15 closes right here. Yeah, I like that rejection right there. And let that do its thing. I'll do it like this right here. And then from the other charts I'm looking at, again, GU is down 4. Shout out to those that got into that. But yeah, gold and NAS the only other two I like right here. Again, we're going to be looking to see if we can break above, hold this low at support. Oops. But yeah, I like this NAS right here. I do like that NAS100 setup right there. Yeah, we green on NAS right now. Who else green on NAS or GU with me? Who else green right now? So right, see, we can hit this first TP right here. And of course, you want to know my exact TPs and X's and SL. Y'all know what to do. Use that discount code locked in for 25% off to get into the advanced play student room or one-on-one sessions. That way you can earn while you learn and catch these picks with us. So let's see if we can hit TP1 right here. G1 as projected. Only one that didn't go as projected so far is US30. Let's see, get this first TP right here. We're gonna have to take this high out if we're even going to come back up to the higher highs right here. And this is the last line of defense as far as where I'm going to personally look for buys at. Again, we retested this level twice 2 days in a row at 24,580. We held that level at support both of those times. So we're just going to maintain this level back from resistance back to support and look for the same exact move that we went for on Monday. Y'all was in Monday's live stream. We talked about this NAS100 setup as well as the US30 setup. Monday, instead of taking that NAS100 setup, though, we took the US30 setup, but they both ended up doing the same thing as far as exploding to the upside. But if y'all was watching my Instagram and TikTok story on Monday, y'all know what US30 did. It looks like US30 is going to try to do the move we was looking for it. Again, this is why we don't break out trade. We can retest. Imagine we would have went for a buy here without waiting for a retest. Well, it's an unnecessary loss. All right. And this happened right on the 3 a.m. candlestick, which is not a coincidence. This is why, again, I wait for 3 a.m. I don't trade right before 3 a.m. Sometimes it works out, but I'm not trying to have a strategy that sometimes works. I'm trying to have a strategy and game plan that works most times, right? So, again, this was Monday's setup we caught. Literally erupted to the – look at this nasty candlestick. And we talked about this in the live yesterday. So if you didn't watch yesterday's London session live, you definitely want to watch yesterday's London session live. We broke down a lot of good information in that live stream. We barely missed TP1. Do not tease us like that, NAS100. Come on, go ahead and give us that push. And there we fucking go, ladies and gentlemen. TP1 hit. You know, let the members know. We still got a little bit of work to do, though. We still got a little bit of work to do. but we are in profit. Again, I'm not going to get too comfortable until we can break past this high right here. But we are nicely in profit. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. It's a nice push right there. Green bean, yes sir, yes sir. So you 2 for 2. You up on GU and US30. But I'm not US30, NAS100. Let's see if we can hit TP2 right here. Again, how many of y'all think it was going for sales right here? Would have got fucked up, right? Because again, when we look here, yesterday we did have a reversal. Yes, fair. This level failed to be held as support. This level also failed to be held as support. But this is like we talked about yesterday, and the trade breakdown I'm dropping later on today, and also the trade breakdown I dropped on Monday, right? Gotta go with the flow of price. Now, granted, we still got a little bit of work to do. We're only at TP1 right now, so we're not going to get too excited. But a win is a win. But we're going to see if we can get some more. We're going to see if we can get some more. That's why I be telling y'all, right? Now, I'm a day trader, so I know y'all scalpers be eating off my analysis because y'all don't even got to catch the full move. Y'all can eat literally off a quarter of the move, right? But again, that's why I always be telling y'all in the weekly recaps, whenever I be telling y'all a lot of setups going as projected from the Sunday chart analysis and Monday session lives. If you're not watching and tuning in, you're missing out. I don't just be saying that just to say that. There's a reason why every weekly recap I had to take you straight to the Sunday chart analysis. I'm trying to show y'all how this shit works, right? It's just like when I do the recap of the day. I don't just say this because I copy and paste it. I copy and paste it because it's facts, right? You go to this live stream. We broke down these setups during that live stream. You go to the Monday trade on US30. We broke down that US30 NAS100 setup in the live stream, right? Sunday night before market open, gold when that's projected from the Sunday chart analysis. I really do this over here, y'all. Really do this over here. That's why it's called the playbook. But let's see if we can hit TP2, y'all, because you know sometimes they charge good camera shy when I'm live. Right, a lot of times they don't like to play out till after I end the live, but guess what? That's not for me today. We're gonna hit another TP. GU chilling in profit, NAS in profit. Can't complain. Right now, yesterday, I saw a bunch of posts about price action bad. Now, yesterday was the only day so far I can agree that price action was fucked up. Now, I don't really like to say price action is bad because, again, price is always in action. So what I like to say and what I want y'all to start saying is not that price action was bad, but that there was no volume, okay? Because price action is literally price moving up and down. When people talk about the bad price action, they're talking about there's low volume, right? So granted, there was low volume, but again, we talked about that, saw that coming hours ahead of time. So me ending up not taking a trade yesterday didn't bother me too much because I already understood that, right? And then when I dropped the Sunday chart, not the Sunday chart, that's the New York price watches for members and students, I told them that as well. I said, do not be too shocked or surprised if we do not take a stand up because I do not like what I see. And again, you either, if you don't see a setup you like, not trade that day, but still be in profit from the trades you took the day before and the week and month before and the month currently, or you take a trade just because you want to take a trade and give your profits up because you're impatient and you just need to be in a trade. You know what I'm saying? You just stick to the game plan and only go for A plus setups. You're going to win more than you lose. It's literally just simple math and logic. So yeah, I did move my SL on profit on NAS because again, I am an advocate of not letting winners turn to losers. But yeah, this is a nice push right here. I ain't gonna lie. Make sure to like the live and subscribe, y'all. And if you ain't share this to your trader friends, let them know that Playmaker Way got the plays right here, y'all. All right, we see some action because I know sometimes y'all be popping into the lives and there'll be no action. And people are like, you don't be trading live. Trading is not just taking setups, it's the whole process. You don't just open up a computer and jump into a setup. You got to, again, stay cool, collected, wait for your confirmation to be good. Let's see if we hit this next TP. New 5 minute just popped up. Let's see if we can break this high right here, hold this high. Let me put gold back up and see what gold's talking about. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll chart, drop them in the chat. This is what we're looking at with the gold. And again, look at how price reacted to this level. Look at how price reacted to this level. This is exactly why we mark off and enter and exit strictly off of these key price levels. Because again, when you go with the flow price, you follow the rules of price, and then you enter and exit off these key price levels. You're literally letting all the manipulation and volume work in your favor. Let's see if we can hit this next TP right here. Let's see what else we got going on. Look for the turn resistance into support, right? Yeah, that's what you want to do. For price to keep going up, it has to turn resistance levels into support. For price to go down, it has to break support levels and turn them into resistance. Right, and we can see that we just hit TP2 long with the numbers. Now we can see that right here. Right, we have this resistance level. It turned into support. We had this resistance level. Get turned into support. Right, we had this resistance level. Failed, he held that support, right? So we're going to be looking to see if we can hold that level support. We see this resistance level got turned into support. And I ain't gonna lie, I saw some people take sells going into London session. Hopefully you had your SL on profit, because if not, you just got fucked up. And that's not me talking shit. That's just me again. I just keep on drilling in y'all's head. You got to move SL on profit, right? You got to secure profits. One of the worst feelings is being up X amount of pips, X amount of dollars, X amount of points, and then watching it all disappear simply because you didn't drag your SL on the profit, simply because you didn't close the trade, simply because you just got comfortable, right? That P&L, that profit and loss, that unrealized profit, right? A lot of times people forget. I don't even think most brokers have that showing up anymore, but it used to say unrealized profit on a lot of brokers, especially with MT4, MT5, right? It's unrealized profit. That profit is not yours. That green or blue number is not yours until you close the trade and ultimately withdraw and get that payout. Just hit TP2. Good start to the week. So we're 2-0 this week. Again, we didn't take a trade yesterday. We took a banger setup on Monday. 2-0 this week, which is not bad. So again, we didn't take a trade yesterday. So instead of taking the setup yesterday just to take a setup and it having it end up being a shitty setup and being 1-1 or 2-1 this week, I stayed disciplined, stuck to the playbook. And now look, we're 2-0 instead of being 2-1 or 1-1, right? We're 2-0 because again, we only go over high probability, high quality setups. So chill live right here. And this is why I be telling y'all to wake y'all's asses up. Yes, sometimes, like yesterday, we're up at 3 a.m. and there might not be a setup. Yes, sometimes we get up at 3 a.m., but we might not take a setup until New York session. Yes, that happens. But there's going to be days like this where we're going to catch a setup going into London session. And if we only trade New York session, we're either going to miss the move, New York session, or we're going to miss a quarter or half of the move, right? So a good example is the GU setup. This is a setup we also broke down into. If y'all was in Wednesday's live stream, everybody's on FOMC, we're back on Wednesday, right? We into this trade Monday session. And what would have happened if we would have waited for 9:30 or 8 p.m.? We would have missed half this move, right? But because we took a trade on this session, we were going to ride the momentum on this session and also catch the New York session move instead of just catching the New York session. You see what I'm saying? Same thing right here, right? This was Tokyo session. This was London session. Well, price did retest the New York session. London session. New York session reversal. Right. All right, new 15 just popped up. Let's just see what this new hour does right here. But yeah, my SL's in profit on this. Cannot complain at all. And I think GU is still pushing to the downside. Yes, it is. GU going timber. What's the opposite of timber? Whatever the opposite of timber is, that's what NAS100 is doing. We got GU tanking and NAS100 skyrocketing. So everybody that be, I hope the haters are watching, right? Everybody that be talking about, you be calling these setups live, can't predict the markets, all that just got debunked in literally an hour. Right? It's very, 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 very simple. I'm telling you, I literally, before I hopped on this live, my bad, I just heard something. I don't know. I just heard my dog. So. All right, we're back. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying, but that's why, you got to love YouTube playbacks because all I got to do is rewind. I remember what the fuck I was saying. I sound fucked up. Hold on. That sounds good. Oh, yeah. So before I hopped on this live, I literally saw someone called Nashville's run this session. And I was like, it's a little too early to go for a sell. But again, that's because people chase price still follow the flow price. That's why I keep on telling y'all you gotta identify the trend in the bigger time frames. If I was to just hop on the 15-minute chart and do my analysis, I would have went for sales here too because we see bearish momentum, right? And when we go into the bigger time frame, do we see bearish momentum on the bigger time frame? No, we do not, right? Now, another reason why people probably went for sales, like you did at the session open, is because we saw this red candlestick. And again, people like to try to catch reversals as well as continuations. I only look to look for, again, high probability, high quality setup. So, like I always say, let's close our eyes, ignore all the FEG, LMNOPs, and all this other shit, right? If we just use simple logic, right? No trading knowledge, just simple logic. If we are in an uptrend, if we are trending upwards, what makes the most focus buys, right? Again, losses happen, wins happen. That is why you want to make sure your losses are small and consistent, and your wins are always bigger than your losses. Again, we just use simple math. If I'm always going with the floor price, I wait for retail confirmations. My losses are always the same and smaller than my wins. My wins are always bigger than my losses. And then on top of that, I win more than I lose. There's no reason to try to go for everything. Again, did not trade at all yesterday. Did not go for no sales, nothing. Right? My game plan was buys yesterday. Price fell to hold the support. Price disrespect this. So I said, okay, no trades today. That's simple. We come back today. Again, y'all saw this. Y'all just joined. Rewind the live like, I don't fucking know, 30 minutes. What time is it? Let me see what time it is. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. Drop in the chat. This trade at 345. So he just rewound this stream like 30 minutes. See this thing play out. Look at that. Beautiful retest. Resistance, turn to support. Right. And we even had hints before the live, right? Because again, we literally see here price turns this level from resistance to support. The London session was a retest. So again, people saw this juicy candlestick. They saw this. What do they call it? What do they call it? An impulse? Is this the FVG? I don't even fucking know. Whatever the fuck. I know there's a name for this candlestick, right? They saw this juicy candlestick. Again, what did we say? We're going to wait to see how it closes. Again, that's why you hold the floor price. Now we're eating. That's simple. G's pushing as well. You know what I'm saying? It's got to play it for a reason now. And again, I want you to also notice how I sound, right? I sound the same. Obviously, I'm happy to be making bread, but again, this is part of the game plan, right? Again, my game plan is built for me to make bread. That's why I stick to the game plan. Because I know at the end of the week, end of the month, end of the quarter, I'm gonna win way more than I lose, and my winners are gonna be bigger than my losers. Just last month, if we would have took all the trades last month, I'm not even including the trades that I didn't call out, that I just posted analysis wise, because y'all don't know. I don't just call signals, but I give analysis throughout the day. So let me show you all that. These are old setups, and if my mic sounds wonky, let me know, because I don't got my earphones in. If my mic sounds a little wonky, let me know. But let's see what we got going on. All right, so like here's an example. Right, again, this is not today's date, so nobody take these setups. Right, so you see here that I call signals. I'm giving updates from the New York price watch list. I let you know when we hit key price lows. I give you screenshots of showing you price doing what I was talking about. And then, of course, on top of that, we drop the daily New York price watch list at the beginning of the New York session, where we go over the trades we took during London session, as well as other possible sets going to New York. I go over specific price points. We look for buys and sells. Explain why we're looking for buys, looking for sells. Again, you see I'm giving updates. So not even including the initial and extra analysis, just including signals only, not all these other things that went as projected, right? Just including strictly and only signals. I had to chill out because I almost scrolled a little too far. This back up. Last month alone, we took 23 wins, 2 losses, giving us a 92% win rate. Caught 81,274 pips. If you would have just risked 1% of your account per trade last month, you could have made 40% of your account. If you would have risked 2% of your account, you could have been up 80%. That's madness. That's just 1 month, and again, that's just risking 1%, 2%. So imagine you're risking 3%. Imagine you risk 5%. You would have made it. You would have made it back. And that's just last month. I'm gonna start doing that on a monthly basis. It takes me a little bit more time, but I just want to show y'all really perspective-wise the possibilities with trading. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, this is a nice setup right here. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. Want to get any charts? Drop in the chat. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link to check it out for yourselves. And again, make sure to use discount code. Where is the discount code? Shout out to the new members. Again, new members, make sure to explore the channel. You need to watch every video, read every post I post to the channel. And if you want to join the student member group chat, read the pinned messages, explore the channel, join the group chat, click the pinned video in the group chat so you know how to calculate your lot size to make sure you're the same amount every single trade. But again, 25% off advanced play signals or one-on-one sessions that's including monthly, yearly, and lifetime. All right. That's including monthly, yearly, and lifetime. And I'm going to be coming up with another one-on-one session package because I do not have a yearly and lifetime one-on-one session package because value insanity, if I just keep getting more people one-on-one sessions, if I did a yearly or lifetime, I kind of get booked. I don't want to be one of those people where like, I'm not at the point yet where I'm like, okay, I got too many one-on-one session students right now. But I am coming up with something that'll be like a lifetime. It won't be. Y'all see it when I post it, right? So I'm not gonna talk too much about it until it comes out. And as far as Playmaker University, use this discount code Playmaker 40% off. Y'all can try it if you want, but this discount code will not work on the signal rooms or one-on-one sessions. You're not gonna get 40% off the signal one-on-one sessions. Whichever you want, but it won't work. 2 separate discount codes. All right. So we just help as many people out as I can. And also show you how to trade because again, like I talked about a couple months ago, 2025 and going into next year, I'm not saying this to make y'all scared. I'm just telling y'all this so y'all can prepare. Okay? It's gonna be the toughest year to trade. We got new levels getting made on a daily basis. We got higher highs getting made. On the Forex side, we got levels getting broken that we haven't broken in a year plus. It's about to get real interesting. Bitcoin's retraced again, but gold has been flying. If y'all was here last year, I told y'all to get gold and crypto. Both crypto and gold have exploded since last year. Unfortunately, I did not make a video specifically saying this. This is just shit I've been saying in posting live streams. But if y'all was here, y'all know I said this shit, right? And as far as Bitcoin and crypto, all you gotta do is go to the Bitcoin analysis playlist. You'll see I've been talking about Bitcoin and giving accurate data, monthly analysis and prices since the Bitcoin halving, as well as the same thing with stocks and crypto. I do gotta drop a new Bitcoin update for y'all as well as a new XRP update. I'm kind of slacking on that, not gonna lie. But I do have a new video dropping for y'all later on today at the beginning of New York, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. Make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok as well. Y'all see that scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram Playmaker_Way, TikTok _Playmaker_Way_. Post daily on both pages. I want to see if we're gonna hit this next TP, but I am about to hop into bed in a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Gold retest at. Let's go to the we took the higher high out. Yep. Let's see if we can approach this next level right here. Like you said, gold retest at 37.71. Hold 37.78 as support, 37.78, 37.80 as support. Look for buys going to 37.92. Or we're going to look for price to retrace and retest 37.64, 37.66. And then look for buys going to the upside. Again, this is why we break and retest. Imagine if we would have got excited and took a buy here without waiting for price to break and hold. We would have took an unnecessary loss. Imagine we would have got excited to took a buy here, we would have took an unnecessary loss. Unnecessary loss. Unnecessary loss. Right? This is why we do the break and text again. Would have took unnecessary loss. Unnecessary loss. Would have made a little bit something here. All right, but again, we see the break and retest happening. That's when the volume kicks in. All right, rejected, break and retest, volume kick. All right. That's just how it works. I ain't come up with the rules. I just know the rules and I respect and follow the rules, right? Which is all it is to it. Trading is meant to be simple. A lot of people overcomplicate it so they can sell y'all some shit or it sounds sophisticated. But trading is literally so simple, y'all. The hard part is just the self-control and discipline. That's the hard part, is the self-control and discipline. But trading is simple. Understanding the strategy, all that good stuff. Understand how to read the charts. That's the easy part. The reason why so many people struggle and give up is literally just the lack of self-control and discipline and consistency. That's literally all it is. Yeah, I'm about to trail my stop loss a little more because we are trading all-time highs before New York session. Trail my stop loss a little bit more. And for everybody that don't think I'm in the setup, I'm going to post me in this trade after the live is over. So again, make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok and be on the lookout for y'all to see me in this trade. And again, you're not only seeing me in this trade, you're going to see me practicing what I preach, which is what? Moving at same profit. So not only are you going to see me in this trade, but you're going to see that my SL is indeed in fact in profit. So no matter what price does at this point, I'm making money either way. It hits my final TP, I made a bag. It hits my SL, I made a bag. Or a little bit of a smaller bag, but still a bag. Let me know, please. You know, like I said, I know a couple people that trade, using all that shit, that are cool people. But I still gotta crack my jokes. I can't lie, and they know it's all love. Shout out to, I don't even think he's in here, but you know who it is. There's a couple people I know that trade that shit, and hey, they make money. So who am I to come up to you and tell you to stop doing what you're making money doing, right? But I know most people that are coming in the game trying to learn that shit do not know what the fuck they're doing, right? And people I know that do trade that shit, they still again go off of bigger biases and with the trend. There's like a new wave of traders that just go for anything and everything, and they wonder why they can't really understand what's happening, right? So again, you can't really review trades. What just happened to my computer? All right, there we go. You can't really review trades to see what's working, what's not working, if you're literally just taking anything and everything. But if you have a set strategy, a set system, and you're only going for those set system and strategies, or only going for those set systems in your strategy, I should say, and then you review the trades at the end of the week, end of the month, you're going to have some data to go off of. Okay, I only went for these type of setups. Now let me review my trades, my winners and losers, and narrow down what's working and what's not working. Right, and that's exactly what I did to get this point. Right, I didn't just pop out the womb, profitable, pop out the womb, averaging 80-90% win rates on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. It took some time. Right, that's why I always tell people to click for someone from Telegram. We've been doing this since 2022, as far as the playbook's concerned. But me learning how to trade, I've been doing this since like 2021. I'm terrible with time, y'all. Y'all know this. I be forgetting what day is what. I can just tell you the year. Don't ask me what quarter. I can't tell you that shit. I'm terrible with time. But again, we've been doing this since 2022, so it took some improving. But even during this time, we're still having good win rates. Still catching big boy moves. While I'm taking on top ticking before it became a trend. I don't even know what that screenshot is. I don't think I was supposed to send that screenshot because I don't position. Alright, we've been doing this shit since 2022. I ain't gonna lie, I miss my MT4 and MT5 days. Because I ain't gonna lie, I know some people, I know you can kind of still use it, some brokers, but you know, I just had something to go right. All right, y'all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm just gonna be chilling. There ain't too much else to talk about. We're in profit. Ain't much else to talk about. Again, there's no high impact news, so we're simply just gonna wait for volume and our confirmations to be met. Hopefully, y'all made some money today. Hopefully, y'all learned something today from us waiting for that setup, entering off the retest, avoiding the fake out, not getting our liquidity swept, all that good stuff. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description for Telegram. If you want to contact me directly, you know what to do. Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. Got a new video dropping for you. You should be on the lookout for that. What else? Make sure to take advantage of the discount code, y'all. Again, you have to use it before checkout. It's just like any other online service. Amazon, Netflix, your phone, whatever the case may be. Before you check out, you got a discount code, type that bitch in. But yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow. London is team members. You already know I'm gonna hit y'all up at the beginning of New York session. We got an update on this trade as well as the update on other stuff we go for. Gold is still not the question. I would say US30 is not out the question as well. Obviously, GU and NAS. GU and NAS do.